Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where we talk about some of the hottest topics in music, entertainment, and even reality TV. In today's video, I want to talk about 90 Day Fiancé. Of course, the Tell All aired last night, so we have to talk about it. But before we do that, let's give people an opportunity to get into the chat room so we can really talk that talk. Let me do a quick countdown and I'll be right back. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. As I said before, we're doing a quick live recap of 90 Day Fiancé. So much happened in this tell-all. And I have to say, the tell-all was probably more entertaining than the show has been all season. And I'm grateful for that because I was really at the end of my line with 90 Day Fiancé and the TLC producers. I was just like, I can't. One of the really great things that we got to see in this particular episode, that's such a terrible picture, but fitting. So we got to see Brandon and Julia, or Julia, as we like to call her. Well, that's the way they call her. And Brandon's parents call in. We've discovered in this tell-all that they did have an apartment that Brandon offered to Julia, but she didn't like it. I wish we could have seen this apartment because I'm sure that apartment wasn't as bad as Julia was making it out to be, especially the way she's making it out to be on the actual farm. I don't see a problem with doing my own share if it means living rent-free, but that could be because I grew up here in New York City and I know how expensive and how hard life can be on your own. But that's me. But at the same time, you want to have your privacy. You're a new couple. You haven't seen each other in a very long time. And I'm pretty sure that didn't stop these two from finding ways of, getting down. And let me just see what you guys are saying in the chat. I'm sorry. I'm all the way in. Daniel says, you need to be watching Married at First Sight. Well, when Lifetime is on YouTube TV, I'll be watching Married at First Sight. Lifetime is making it way too hard for me to watch that show. I'm watching reruns on Hulu. I can also watch it on, I forgot what other thing Discovery Plus. They don't have the latest season of Married at First Sight, and I refuse to pay for another completely other service just to get Lifetime. Sorry, not doing it. Anyways, back to the 90 Day Fiancé recap. I will get into Married at First Sight because right now I'm watching season 10, which is 2 seasons from the current season. And I'm aware of the stuff that's been going on, but unless you guys can tell me a way for me to watch it and I don't have to buy a whole other app or another service, I'm not doing it. Not for Married at First Sight. Sorry, there's enough for me to watch on my own. But anyways, back to these couples, Brandon and Julia. I have to say, Brandon and Julia towards the end of the season were getting very boring. I hear that, I don't hear. They're going to be on Happily Ever After. I'm not that interested. I did like to see Julia in this episode and her interaction with Yara, her, Eastern European sister, and them going back and forth and how they were sort of dark towards each other. I was like, ooh, I kind of like them. I wouldn't mind seeing them interact as a couple. One of the things that I do like in season 10 of Married at First Sight is how the couples are interacting more than when they were in the first season where they were more, separated. I really do like that interaction. So I kind of wouldn't mind 90 Day Fiancé doing something like that, but that's almost impossible because a lot of these couples are spread throughout the United States. And we're in the middle of a pandemic. So the likelihood of that probably won't be happening for quite some time. But I did like to see the interaction with them. As you may recall, Stephanie and Ryan are not a part of this tell-all. Amira is calling in. There's a whole drama at this end of this episode about Andrew and Amira. But it is what it is. You know what? Look, Danielle, you need to text me that privately and not for the world to know. But thank you. Oh, you gotta love my people. Love my people. Anyways, back to this 90 Day Fiancé recap. Let's talk about it. So I was talking a little bit about Brandon and Julia. They were just chiming in a lot in regards to everyone else's relationship. Not a lot is going on. They talked about, the relationship with the parents. The parents called in. They talked about safe sex, which they were not doing. I just don't understand. Like, I get what Julie was trying to say in regards to how birth control affects women differently. Some people, I know quite a few different women that say, different types of birth control just do not agree with their body. But then, girl, I also understand there are other methods that Brandon could be doing. You barely want the dog that you guys just got. So why are you playing Russian roulette with not just your life, but this innocent child's life that you can end up having? To me, that showed their maturity. And I was just like, but it also showed her maturity that she wouldn't take this apartment, even though it wasn't up to her standards. God only knows what her standards is. I'm imagining what this apartment looks like, and I'm sure it's not as bad as she's making it out to be. I'm just saying. But I'm not going to waste too much time on this couple. There are way more things for me to say about other couples. So I made a list. I don't want to talk about Mike and Natalie just yet because there's a lot to say in regards to Mike and Natalie. Who do I want to talk about? We didn't really talk about this couple too much in this particular episode. So Rebecca was chiming in everyone's relationship throughout this episode. And I have to say, she was annoying. She was annoying this entire season. And I was just like, Rebecca, just be quiet. Rebecca looks great. She admitted to getting some stuff done to her body, to her face. She looks great. I thought she looked great before, too. She's just been annoying this entire season. I'm like, girl, now you're chiming in on other people's relationships, chiming in on Mike and Natalie's relationship. Girl, mind your business. This is your fourth marriage, and nothing wrong with getting married 4 times. But what I'm saying is you're not the one I'm going to for marital advice. Just saying. Her daughter called in with the son-in-law. It seems like things are going better when it comes to the relationship that she has with Zied. But one of the things, Miriam, when I was on Up and Adam earlier today, check out Up and Adam's channel. We were talking about 90 Day Fiancé this morning or this afternoon, and Miriam brought up a really good point that it felt like Rebecca was gaslighting the audience by making it seem like he wasn't working, or he wasn't doing what he could do, even though technically he cannot work until he's able to get his working visa. And I really agreed with her because I was like, what in the hell? Why are you making it seem like there's anything more he can do besides be at home? But we do, and remember, before he even came from Tunisia, he was preparing himself, like getting like skill sets for when he comes here to work. And I hear now he is doing sort of like a lot of the social media advertising and things like that. So they seem to have like an actual good relationship, but Rebecca's just annoying. She's just annoying. And then in putting herself in other people's relationship, like, girl, mind your business. Mind your business. This is a really great question because there might be some people that don't know or don't follow 90 Day Fiancé like I do and report on 90 Day Fiancé like I do. Ingmar, I hope I pronounced that correctly, says, why didn't Stephanie and Ryan show up? And for those that are on TikTok, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. That's where we're live. We're also live on Facebook, The Kempire, and this is where Ingmar is actually sending the question. Why didn't Stephanie and Ryan show up? And I really, now that I'm watching the Tell All, I'm like, damn, it really would have been kind of cool to see everyone weigh in on Stephanie and Ryan's relationship, and then Stephanie just kind of like be her kooky self. Well, apparently, she's in the middle of possible litigation with TLC and the 90 Day producers. She had a lot of allegations. Check out my previous video on that on YouTube. She had allegations against the producers, against Ryan, and that's why she decided not to film, I believe, or they didn't ask her to come and film. Robin says, you could come over and watch Married at First Sight here. I have Bravo. The Australian version is the best. Ooh, Robin. Robin, where are you again? I love my community. I really do. Yeah, so Rebecca, I'm sorry. It's going to be a no for me. She looked great. I'm sure we're going to hear more from Rebecca in part 2 of the Tell All. but I'm not here for it. It's nice to see that the relationship between Zied and her family is in a better place. They were suspect of him, and I get why they were suspect of him. This is the second time she's brought a man back from another country, and the other one did her dirty, allegedly, because we don't know for sure. We're only hearing her side of things. And based on what we've seen so far, I don't know. Now I'm looking at Rebecca like, did he really just like use you, or did you just become so annoying? He's just like, what is wrong with you? I'm just saying. Anything else that I want to say about Rebecca? Oh yeah, let me post the link so you guys can call. I apologize. I always forget to do this. Call in if you want to share your thoughts on the latest episode of 90 Day Fiancé. Again, TikTok, head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Let me see what you guys are saying in TikTok. Hold on. Michelle says, because Ryan is just about her money. Look, and we'll quickly talk about Stephanie, because Stephanie won't be a part of the Tell All. In the last episode that we saw of 90 Day Fiancé and Stephanie and her cat, okay, that was interesting. But we also saw Harris kissing up on his baby mama, Emma, after just being on the phone with Stephanie saying that she was okay with Harris going to Michigan. And I knew it from the jump. It was a whole plot. They all were plotting. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan was plotting, and the entire family was getting money from Stephanie. I don't know, like the whole Stephanie situation. We all could tell that everyone in Stephanie's life, including that psychic reader, I believe, is just using her for her money. It's just using her for money. And I'll tell you guys this now that the season's over, I'm no longer interested in having Stephanie on the platform unless she wants to come. However, I was reaching out to Stephanie and her people to get her on this platform so we could talk about her experience at 90 Day Fiancé and this lawsuit that she's bringing against them. But she hasn't been on. I can't even say her. Her people have not confirmed that interview. But you never know. We might get one. And what else? Hey, let's move on. Let's move on from Rebecca. I'm over Rebecca. I do want to say something quickly about, before I forget, before I get to Natalie and the other folks. You know, I'll say this. We'll talk about Jovi real quickly, just because I just feel like, oh my God, Jovi and Yara. Again, another couple. Last week, I was talking about, a lot of people said they enjoyed the little baby special. I mean, I probably would have been okay with the baby special if they gave us a warning. It just sort of went in from 90 Day Fiancé into a baby special. And I was like, what is happening here? Who, what, where? Anyways, it happened. It is what it is. So in this latest episode, I was so heartbroken for Yara. And let me pull up a picture of Yara too, because let's not make this just about Jovi, because everything else is just about Jovi. And I'm over Jovi. I am completely over Jovi. To be young and innocent, these two. Everyone was saying how good Jovi looks in the Tell All, because he lost a couple of pounds. He looks, maybe he's not drinking as much, which I highly doubt. But who knows? Maybe he didn't drink that weekend. So Jovi and Yara, they're back. Everyone is, they didn't really dive too much into their story. You know how the Tell All is, they sort of jump around. Jovi's mom, which I have to say, in that last episode, I love the relationship. I feel like Yara has really grown and really loosened up when it comes to embracing the family and the mom. And it seems like they have a really good relationship. And the mom defends her because, as I said, in this particular episode, they show that scene at his bachelorette party where he goes up into the champagne room to get a little dance. And I've never been to a champagne room, but I've heard stories that in the champagne room, people, get a little explicit. Because why couldn't you get a dance right there out in the open? I know cameras are there, but still. And why did you need a bachelorette party? A bachelor party? Just saying. Ingmar says, tell Stephanie she needs to stop feeding the cat yogurt. It's bad for their digestive systems. Oh my gosh. I can't. I've heard mixed things on that, but we won't get into Stephanie's cat's digestive system. So we find out that during the tell-all, that's the first time that Yara sees Jovi go up into the champagne room. And you could tell that she was really bothered by it, to the point where she was just like, let go of my hand. I'm hot. No, you are hot. Like, you wanted to kill him. And I understood why. If that was your husband or wife and you're just being shown this on television, first of all, you're embarrassed in front of everyone else. Secondly, it's like, really? This is what you like? You didn't think to say this to me beforehand, to warn me? You wait for me to be on this show to have this all play out? Like, you didn't even look out for me. Jovi is immature. Jovi will say whatever he needs to say to be out of the doghouse for that particular moment. And that's what's very annoying to me. I don't feel authentic love between these two. Yeah, they have sweet moments, but yeah, you can have sweet moments with someone you're just hooking up with. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I've said this before and I'll say it again. I give this relationship the max 3 years. And when I say 3 years, it's because by then I think she's able to get her green card and stay in America. I really don't see this couple lasting. They're making a good living off of this show. They're going to be on Happily Ever After. As you probably know, with reality TV stars, this could lead to other opportunities for sponsorships. She wants to be an influencer. We saw that from the first time she got off the plane. So I see that in her future. I see that in her future. Okay, I'm done talking about them because I feel like they started out very interesting, Brandon, Julia, and Yara and Jovi, and now I'm just like, and if I have to see in Happily Ever After them play out again, oh, you're drinking again, or oh, you changed the diaper. I'm always changing the diaper. I swear, if my TV wasn't mounted, I might throw it out the window. Just saying. Let's see. Let's talk about, before we get into Mike and Natalie, because there's just so much to say about Mike and Natalie. And as I said to you before, I'm keeping this recap quick. I'm keeping it quick because I can't spend an hour talking about these people. Unless you guys call in and you have lots to say, I'm not doing it. I'm just saying, I'm not doing it. Where's my Andrew and Amira photo? I just want to call these two up because meet Andrew and Amira. We all say it's sort of like frickin' frack. It's such a mixed match. It's like, what is happening here? I've been saying it countless times. I've said it on Up and Adam's YouTube channel. I've said it here. I feel like Amira's been giving us a little breadcrumbs, letting us know that there's an abusive, allegedly, mental, emotionally, I don't know. There's something she's letting us know that's happening behind the scenes, but not saying it. And when we were watching 90 Day Bears All, if you've been following my channel, I said they gave us a little sneak peek of the tell-all of him walking off the set because Amira refuses to interact with him during this tell-all. She much prefer just to say her piece with him not being there. And he doesn't understand it. I know there's mixed reactions to how people feel about it. As a producer, in my head, I'm thinking, no, I want to see the interaction. I want the interaction to be, great TV. But as someone, an executive at TLC, no, because she's letting us know that she might have a panic attack. She feels like he's been emotionally abusive to her online and in person. Who knows? I'm making an assessment. This is all alleged. I'm not saying this is what's happening. This is what I am imagining. I'm imagining that this is what the executives are saying. No, we cannot put her in a position that makes her uncomfortable, especially in this age of Me Too and all this other stuff. We're not going to do it. It's not going to fall on us. And it could be very triggering for her to see him and for him to interfere when she's trying to tell her side of things. Remember, she's been through a lot this season. Of all of the couples, she's been through probably the entire season. Look, in the entire seasons of 90 Day Fiancé and all the iterations, Amira has been through the most. Amira was in a Mexican prison. She was in riots in Serbia. Tell me someone else that went through all that. Tell me someone else. There is no one else that has gone through what Amira has gone through on this show. So I agree with the move, but apparently Andrew did not. He walks off the set. He's like, I want to interact with her. No, you want to. Okay, let me not go there. Because you ain't going to have me in no lawsuit. Natalie, thank you so much for the super chat. Natalie says this: Andrew looks and acts like one of my exes. He is no good. Andrew makes my skin crawl. Ooh. A lot of people have been saying that. A lot of people do not like Andrew, and a lot of people have been comparing him to Colty. The only thing I can compare him when it comes to Colty is the body. That's the only thing I can really compare. Creepy a little bit, but like I said, Colty doesn't give me abusive vibes. And I'm not saying that he is. I'm just saying he gives me that vibe like there's something creepy going on. Just my own opinion, not for fact or anything like that. Just my own opinion. But she doesn't want to be a part of it. Next week is when we will probably get to see the full interaction between the two. I hope they're not going to put this in like a 3-parter. I'm not here for a 3-parter of a tell-all, unless it's going to be juicy throughout. And so far, the first part was sort of like, they could have did without some of that. I'm just saying. Faya says he looks like he has never had a girlfriend. I'm shocked that he got a girl like Amira. Amira's beautiful. Amira's a little woo. Can we all say that? Amira is a little woo. Something a little off about Amira too. But I still feel for Amira. Natalie says, remember at the beginning when Andrew kept saying, I'll go to the moon and back for you? I just know that dude has a Jekyll and Hyde personality. Thank you, Natalie. We literally saw the Jekyll and Hyde. Remember when they were on the Zoom call with the lawyer, and when the lawyer got off and they were having a conversation, how I could already see how he was gaslighting her, trying to manipulate her, make it seem like, oh, it's your decision. And then he tried to flip on her and say, oh, are you blaming me for Mexico? Yes, we're all blaming you for Mexico, Andrew. It was your fault. And what we hear, allegedly, he was in Mexico having a good old time. And when the producers wanted him to go and see if he could help her get out of the Mexican prison, he refused to leave the resort. Allegedly. That's what I heard. You heard that too? Okay. Oh my gosh. Deirdre says she is way too beautiful for him. Agreed. Natalie says he looks like my first boyfriend. He was possessive and prone to fits of rage. So he was triggering to you, Natalie. See, I can't even imagine watching that and been in a situation like that. Faya says, I won't date any man that has anger issues. And sometimes you don't know until that flare-up happens. Let me see what you guys are. I'm sorry, TikTok. Head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. I'm sorry if I'm missing your comments. Shout out to Tally Wacker. Thank you so much for the gifts. I appreciate that. But head on over to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel so that I can see your comments. Thank you so much, Tally, for the people watching. There's Tally sending me gifts on TikTok. I appreciate you guys. Shell says, I used to love 90 Day. Haven't watched in a while. Well, this might not be the season to get into it. It might not be the season. As a reminder, guys, don't forget to like this video. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss out when we go live or when we have breaking news or when we upload. And I'm definitely going to be posting a video later to talk about the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills trailer. If you follow me on TikTok, you can see the trailer there. Everything is at TheKempire as well. Sandra says, I'm tuning in lately, but got to ask, does anybody else have a problem with Mike disappearing for 6 hours in the woods with no reception the night before his wedding? He is lying. Why? Thank you, Sandra, for the segue. Let's get into Mike and Natalie. And once I'm done with Mike and Natalie, I'm done with the tell-all. And then I'll be back later on tonight to talk about Married to Medicine. So be sure to join me for that. Sandra, thank you again for this comment, because that was one of the things that came up during the tell-all. Mike disappeared. But one of the other things that came up during the tell-all, his mom called in, and shout out to Adam from Up and Adam here on YouTube. He calls her Mullet Mom. I'm giving him credit for it. Mullet Mom. And I like the fact that she was just telling the truth. She has nothing to gain in this situation. So she's just telling the truth. She says that Mike called her a few days before the wedding saying that he didn't want to get married. So he knew. And he decided to wait until the day of to tell Natalie that he didn't want to get married. But then he eventually married her. And I'm trying to understand the motivation. They are refusing to let us in on what actually happened. This is the tell all. This is not the tell nothing. We need to know what is going on. You signed up for a reality show. If you're not going to do reality show, get the hell off. Y'all already know I've been frustrated with Mike and Natalie this entire season. Mostly Mike. Natalie, she tries to give it up, but I'm not sure why Natalie in this particular tell-all is not really letting us know what's going on. They arrived separately to the tell-all. And as Sandra said in this comment, he disappeared for 6 hours. He said he had to clear his mind. But 6 hours? In the woods in the middle of a pandemic? In a panorama? In a Panasonic? In the dark? You knew where you were going. Tamara, the lovely neighbor that Natalie abuses with her words, says he doesn't have any friends, so she can't imagine him cheating on her. Damn. See, that's why I love when people are just honest. I can't see Mike doing anything. I didn't understand. But in the woods, can you imagine being in the woods and you see Mike? I would run. I'd be very scared. I would be very scared. That's just me. I would have been scared. I don't know what Mike was doing in the woods for 6 hours the night before his wedding. Could he been... I could see that. If you're nervous and you don't want to get married and you just need to get away and it's a panorama, a Panasonic, whatever you want to call it, and this woman I can see Natalie running a nerve. Don't sit here and act like you guys cannot see Natalie running a nerve and just wanting to get away. And mind you, everything out beyond that house, or for lack of a better word, is just woods. So, I get it. Well, next week we're going to see his friend talk about if they ever slept together. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Mike and if he's a possible cheater. Anyone's capable, but I'm trying to understand. I'm still trying to understand why Mike even allowed this woman to come. Sean looked at Mike and Natalie and was like, I was actually shocked. And I was like this at home. Me too, Sean. I was shocked that they came back too. I was shocked that they were still together. Anyone else? Bella says, Mike runs my nerves. In the beginning of the season, Mike did not annoy me as much as he did towards the middle and the end of the season. Because I was like, what are you doing here, Mike? And then part of me is thinking, because producers do things in reality shows. Let's not sit here and act like this is not a reality show that's heavily produced. They create scenarios. And I'm just thinking, is it the producers that are orchestrating what Mike is doing? But then no, the mom is like, I look, she's like Mama D from the Real Housewives of Dallas. She's like, I don't give a rip. I'm going to tell you. He called me days before telling me that he didn't want to marry her. And then Rebecca chimes in, trying to come at his mother. And I'm like, girl, mind your business. Get out of their business. You are no one to talk about someone's relationship. Rebecca, please mind your business. Mind Zied and what's going on with Zied and that other girl. You saw how Rebecca still was holding on to that. Even in the reunion, she still feels like that younger woman was trying to flirt with Zied, even though her daughter was like, no, Mom, I think you're reading way too much into it. Rebecca's just insecure. Rebecca is very insecure. A Canary says, someone could have picked him up. He knows his way through those woods. I think he's with the hairdresser. A Canary, I said when I saw the relationship that he had with his hairdresser, which a lot of us do, when I used to get my hair cut, you just love your barber. You tell your barber everything. It's like a bartender. You really just tell your heart. They're sort of like therapists. So I said it, during the season. I was like, I can actually see them having a better relationship. I think for Mike, because like Tamara said, he doesn't have friends. He probably had very few girlfriends. The fact that he intentionally tried to connect with someone outside the country says to me that he wasn't connecting with people here. And he connected with this beautiful woman, and she's a beautiful woman. Let's not deny it. Natalie is a beautiful woman. and she seemed to want the same things. They seemed to have a good relationship until, you know, they got out of the honeymoon phase. They're out of the honeymoon phase, and now he's seeing the real her, and he's like, I don't like this. I don't know what this is. I also see the big payday. The big payday. I think they get like 20,000 or something for the season. That's good money, especially if you have debt or if you live in the middle of the woods and your life, your 20,000 can probably take care of you for the year. Just saying, it's a panorama, Panasonic. Let me see what you guys are saying. Natalie says Mike was like one of my ex. Natalie, you got you got a lot of situations going here. Like one of my ex-fiance, I knew Mike was an impulsive phony from a mile away. Jane says, I went back to the beginning of Mike and Natalie is nonstop bitching from wanting a baby to the next thing. Never happy. She's never happy. And that's the thing. I try not to forget about what their story has been on the previous season. And look, we only got to see Natalie on TV. I can only imagine what Natalie is like off of television. Even when Tamara said that, oh, you look beautiful in her wedding dress, her response, I know. Look, you can't even give Natalie a compliment without her being humble or gracious. So Natalie is not innocent. But at the same time, would I have allowed Natalie to come to this country after she threw the ring at me before I left? Really? I wouldn't have done it. I wouldn't have been a part of that. Bella says, Rebecca is insecure, but I don't know. He really wants a child. Passing on the bloodline is something that seems important to him and his culture. I get the insecurity. Bella's talking about Rebecca and Zied's situation. It's funny because Miriam, this morning when I was on Up and Adam, said the same thing. She's predicting that Rebecca and Zied will be over. And I'm like, damn, really? So this will be, as she moves on, she'll have another marriage under her belt, number 5? Damn. I mean, it happens. There are a lot of people. Robin says, I think Mike is a quiet, boring man, happy with Uncle Bo and solitude. Do not think he really knew what living with a woman would be like. I do think that Mike is socially awkward. I think, which is okay to want to just live in the woods and live the country life. Let me tell you something. During this pandemic, with everyone being home, new neighbors, the changing of the neighborhood, New York City has changed in a dramatic way. I can see the appeal of living in the country where your neighbor's house is maybe a good mile away. I can see the benefit of that, but I can also see the other side of it. It was like, damn, I can't look in order to get groceries. I can't do Uber Eats. You know what I mean? So look, I get the appeal, but why did you have this woman come to America? That's a and then all of a sudden now there's a pandemic. Kim says, Natalie would drive me insane. And that's what I have to keep reminding myself. Natalie is not innocent, Kempire. Natalie is not innocent. Natalie's like, Natalie. Ha ha ha, right. I've only dated 3 guys. My current boyfriend is nothing like my loser exes. We've been dating for 4. I'm happy to hear, Natalie, because based on what you said about your previous exes, I was worried for you. So I'm happy that you're in a happy relationship now. But Tarek and Hazel, we didn't really get to see anything with them. Tarek kept on chiming in with a little, that's right. Okay, Tarek. I don't know, but we will be recapping part 2 next week. Let me just see what you guys are saying in the chat. Hi, Kempire. I'm late. Love your channel. Your opinions are so fair and balanced. Thank you, Diana. I appreciate that. I mean, I can't guarantee that all the time, especially when I'm watching 90 Day Fiancé. Did they get married in a church? Her whole deal was her religion and carrots. And they didn't get married in a church. They got married right in his backyard, pretty much, or front yard. Not sure. Hard to tell. But I guess she was okay with it because it was a panorama. A Canary says he needed to grow a spine and send her home right away. The minute he was on the show and she said that she got the K1, I was like, Mike, you left Ukraine. She said she couldn't even say that she loved you. She threw the ring at you. I don't understand. Why would you have this woman come? And I guess they were still interacting. but I would have not, especially if you're not intending to marry this woman. Maybe because he invested the money for the K1 visa, so he was like, let me give it a try, and I'm going to get my money back from doing the show. Look, that's the part. I really think it was a money thing for Mike. I really think it was a money thing for Mike. Sean just said, tell nothing is right. And that's in reference to my thumbnail that I created for today's episode, because it was called a tell all, but I felt like this particular couple said nothing. Tay says, did you see Tarek's brother and his wife on Pillow Talk? Yes, I have. I have to say, I enjoy Tarek's brother more than I enjoy Tarek. Tarek, to me, as his brother was alluding to when they were confronting each other on 90 Day Bears All, Tarek changed when he got a little notoriety or a little fame with 90 Day Fiancé, and it was almost like he was competing with his brother. I don't enjoy Tarek on the show. I'm glad he's not going to be on Happily Ever After. Maybe on Pillow Talk, I'll enjoy him a little bit more. He's a little woo. Did you catch Stephanie's own tell-all on her IG? Oh my gosh, Shantae, no. Shantae, do you want to call it and let us know what was said? Let me know in the chat if you want to call in and tell us, because I did not see that, but I would be interested in seeing that. Everyone that's watching, be sure to like this video if you haven't already. If you haven't subscribed, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out when we go live or when we upload. Shout out to my TikTok fam. I see you guys 46 strong in there. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to everyone that gave me gifts in here. Robbie says it had to be. He was so wishy-washy. I enjoy Dean better. And that's in reference to Tarek and Dean's situation. I just got here. Did we already talk about Andrew? Yes. And I just said, look, we really didn't get to see a lot of Andrew this particular episode. We just saw it towards the end. So I'm guessing the part 2 would be more about Andrew and his relationship with Amira, but Amira does not want to interact with him, which says a lot to me. And I think the producers are really trying to protect Amira. She's been through a lot, y'all. Let's not sit here and act. She's been through a whole lot this season. A Mexican prison, then a Serbian riot in the middle of a panorama. Come on. Dana says, I came in late, just caught up on 2 times speed, but in Kempire, speed equals 8 times speed. Tell nothing is right. Kempire brought some more tea in right here in the last 10 minutes. Thank you, Dana. Look, I love 90 Day Fiancé. If you love 90 Day Fiancé as much as I do, be sure that you're following me here. Follow me on my TikTok. I post recaps and gossip there as well. And we will be following Happily Ever After. I will be giving you guys, if you don't have the Discovery Plus app, I will be talking about what I've seen and discovered on that app, including The Single Life, including 90 Day Bears All, and any other creations there as well. She said, hurry while it's on her IG. Well, I can't do it now. I'm in the middle of a live, Shantae. But I definitely will be checking out Stephanie from 90 Day Fiancé. If you didn't tune in, she was not a part of the tell all, partially because homegirl was like, I'm gonna sue you. She had really terrible allegations. Look, it is what it is. I will be watching and reporting on it. As I said to you before, follow me on my social media. I'll post my social media. You can actually find all of my social media in the description of this video. And if you love 90 Day Fiancé, check out the previous recaps on the past episodes. Thanks, Bella, for subscribing and following. Robin says, in Ukraine, she called him a devil because he would not say he believed in God. She was crazy nuts. I forgot about that. I really did forget about that, Robin. Thank you for reminding me. This is why I love doing the lives, because when I do a recorded video, I don't have you guys chiming in regards to some of the past stuff. I completely forgot. She said some really slick things. Even in this last season, she's been very judgmental. She said his closet smelled. She said that she's too good for him, pretty much. Natalie does not mince her words. That might be a cultural thing, but at the same time, it's also very mean, some of the things that she said. And I understand why Mullet Mom, his mom, might not like Natalie, because she's probably watched this season and heard what he's told her, that she hasn't been very nice to her son. So she doesn't see how this relationship is going to work out. None of us see how this relationship is going to work. Have you seen Andrew all over Reddit? They're calling him out for all these fake accounts. Hilarious and creepy. I don't know how he has the time. But I've heard on social media, Andrew and his mom has been very problematic, and probably part of the reason why Amira did not want to face him on the Tell All is because she probably didn't want to deal with accusations or just him just cyberbullying her almost. Just saying. Wait to see. Shantae says Mike is a common denominator in both his failed marriages. Oh, man. Well, I mean, she's also had failed marriages, too. Just saying. Shantae also said they were oddly matched in the first place and shouldn't have carried on with him. Look, who is Natalie shacking up with in Seattle? Who are you, sir? I was thinking the same thing. I was watching Natalie here has a YouTube channel where she cooks Ukrainian dishes, and she does it in a very sexy way. Even her accent seems thicker. You'd think it would have gotten less, but the kitchen that she's in is not the kitchen in Mike's house. So she's definitely not with Mike anymore, but they're not telling us what is really going on in their relationship. I am not understanding. Kashi says on my TikTok, Amira did not want to give the narcissist any control. That is why he got so mad. Agreed. Perfect way to break that down. CJ says Mike should have not walked down the aisle. I don't know if he walked down the aisle or if he walked down the hallway because I don't. Oh no, he walked down the grass. Doesn't Natalie remind you of the witch from Tangled? Oh my gosh. This is why I love the comments, because I didn't think of that, but you're right. I completely agree with that. I completely agree. I thought Natalie was in Florida. No, I'm hearing rumors that Mike and Natalie got married and then they separated and she's now in Seattle. Seattle seems more her fit because it's a lot of people love Seattle's a really up and coming great city here in the US. So I can imagine her really liking Seattle and not being out in the middle of the woods. I don't think Natalie was made to live in the middle of the woods. She's also a city girl in the Ukraine. Andrew is that incel that hates attractive women. He has issues and wanted to punish Amira. Oh, I could see that. I'll look her up on. Yes. Okay. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I just wanted to give you a quick recap. I will be going live at 8 p.m. Eastern to do a Married to Medicine recap. So be sure, if you're not subscribed, to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out when we go live. And if you haven't liked this video already, be sure to like this video and let me know in the comments, if you're watching this recap later, your thoughts on all the couples. And let me know if you want more content like 90 Day Fiancé, Happily Ever After, or some of the things that we're discovering on the Discovery Plus app, which is not a sponsor of the channel yet. Thanks so much, everyone, tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Shout out to the chat room, both on my TikTok and on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch. Appreciate you guys being here. Don't forget to follow me on my social media at TheKempire, and check out the description of this video for more links on how you can support the channel. I'll see you guys later this evening.